Is there such a thing as ghosts? This is the question I asked a Catholic priest about 100 years ago when I was a kid, and today I still think of the answer he gave me. Here's to Catholic priests and ghosts. I was probably 15 or 16 or something. This was in Hawaii, and I had ambitions to be a great writer. And of course, writers do research. They research their subject. So it gives them an idea of what's really going on. It fills their mind with the subject, and they don't just rely on some idea they have. And so I was writing some kind of a story. I forget what the story was. I think it was about a kid who sees the ghost of his dead brother, or something like that. And I was in a religious community. I was raised a Mormon, which is a strong religious community, but it's very, specific and it's controversial. And so I didn't want to get into any controversial things. So I made his religious community more generic. And so I thought, okay, well, Catholic, I'll make him Catholic. And I didn't know anything about Catholics or what Catholics think of ghosts. How a Catholic would react to seeing the ghost of his dead brother. So I thought, well, I have to research this. And so I looked up the local Catholic church, and I made an appointment and went in to talk to the local Catholic priest. And I said I wanted to make a confession. I wanted to talk to him in confession. And he took me into his office. I think it was his office. This is my memory now. This was a long time ago. But it wasn't in some kind of a traditional confessional, this thing you see in the movies where you sit in like a wooden box and there's a screen and you see the silhouette of the priest's face in the screen, and he says, Hail Mary, just son, have you, and all that. There was none of that in his office or in this room where we talked. There was a little altar, and like a bench altar, and there was on each side of the altar was a place where you could kneel, a little bench where you could put your knees. And so I kneeled down at the altar, and I think he sat in a chair behind it. He wasn't kneeling there with me. I said, I want to do a confession, but I don't go to church. I don't know how this works. I don't. And he said, well, just tell me what you want to say. And I said, well, and I acted out the part of the character that I was writing. I said, I saw the ghost of my dead brother, and I don't know if that's true. Is there such a thing as ghosts? Can you come back from the dead? I don't know what to think about this. And he said, okay, well, hold on a minute. Just get up there. Don't come sit in a chair. I sat in a chair across from her, next to him, and he told me a story. He told me a story about his life when he was a kid, and I think it was his grandmother. It was a long time ago, and he said his grandmother died, and a few days later, she came to him, and he saw her ghost, and it gave him a feeling that it was okay that she had gone on, and that she loved him, and I don't know if she spoke to him, but there was this feeling, a message there that went on, and it touched him, and it did something to him and helped him in his life. It gave him a feeling in his soul that it was okay, that death was not any big loss, but just a continuing part of the process we're in. And it really helped him. It gave him something. And he said, I don't know whether it was really a ghost or not. I don't know what's true or not true. Science, whether ghosts exist, I don't know. But I know that experience helped me and touched me and did something with me. And of course, this is Hawaii. So Hawaii has a mystical feeling about it. You can't live for a long time in Hawaii and not, see a ghost or not hear something you don't imagine. There's at some point, if you walk often enough in the night and you hear the waves and you see the moon and the stars and at some point you're going to hear some voice coming to you in the wind over the ocean, and you're not going to know. You're never going to know whether that voice was real or not, or whether you imagined it. That's just the way Hawaii is. And so, he had this experience, and he couldn't tell whether it was real or not. thing that touched me that I remember now today was not the story of him, the honest, authentic story of him telling that he told about this ghost, but that he told it to me. I was this kid. I came on. He didn't know that I was right. I lied to him. I was the asshole. I was the asshole kid. 15 years being an asshole to this Catholic priest that I was cynical about, organized religion, all that. But he was the honest, real guy, authentic guy, and I was the asshole. And I remember him opening up his heart to me, a stranger, because he thought maybe by doing so he could give me something that would enrich my life or help me in some way.